Hello all, Sow Dog Piper here with you on Saturday. Hadn't done a video in about 3 weeks. A little warm here in Alabama, a little muggy. Been doing some woodworking today out in the garage. I've had my fan on, but the problem is when I'm working with the planer, I can't have the fan on at the same time because it pulls too much power and trips my breaker. So unfortunately, when I'm running the planer, I can't have my fan on, and it's pretty daggum warm. So what have I been up to? Been busy, been real busy. Last weekend, we went to Wheeler campground. It's about an hour away from me. Real nice place. Got to meet up with a buddy of mine that works for, he's an agent with Alabama Bureau of Investigations. And we got to camp next to each other and spend the weekend together, our families and stuff. Had a real good time. Last Saturday we were camping. We were going to go out on the boat or rent a boat and go out on a pontoon. It rained all day long. So needless to say, we didn't get to do that. We did go into town, check out a few pipe stores. They had a winery slash, I don't know, it was a winery, but it had a restaurant, their own little restaurant in it. It was kind of weird. Super neat though, and super good wine. But yeah, we did that Saturday because we couldn't, I mean, it was that or just sit in the camper all day long or sit under the awning while it rained. And I did do some of that because that was fun. Smoking under the awning and just watching the rain and stuff. It was pretty relaxing. So today, what I'm smoking out of, and I showed y'all when I went to DeSoto, I went to an antique store and I found this Dr. Graybo El Dorado. I showed y'all this when I was camping there at DeSoto. I got it to where I can smoke out of it. Got a salt bath, cleaned up a little bit. Took some alcohol to the stem and stuff. However, I have not given it an OxyClean bath, the stem yet, to get it cleaned up. And then I want to polish this up some. But man, it's got pretty grain for Dr. Graybo. I don't know if it's coming in. It's got some really pretty grain in it. When I first smoked it, even after the salt bath, it had it still had an old antique store, old bookstore, leathery kind of taste to it. But I've smoked now 4 or 5 bowls out of it, and I finally got rid of it. And in it, I am smoking some of Walt's Pierside Burley, and there's not much left because I've been smoking a lot of it. He sent me some samples. My favorite so far is it's just, I think it's just Burley. I don't think it had another name to it, just Burley. And golly, is it so good. It was, I cut it up a little bit. But this was made from whole leaves. I think all of his stuff right now is made from whole leaves and stuff. And I kind of cut it up a little bit, and well, I'm not showing you too well. Man, this stuff's so good. The only thing is I have to let it dry a little bit. It was a little moist. Needs some dry time. I know I saw where he started a new batch or cut a new batch up the other day. Hopefully it is as good for him as these are. And then I've got a Brave Burley, which is good. Burley, Samson, Perique, all natural whole leaf. This is more of a shag cut he put in there. And then let's see, that was Pierside number 3. That one. Oh, and he sent my favorite, which I specifically requested, is he makes this Valentine blend with cherry. It's a cherry blend. Man, it is so good. He's gonna have to tell me how to make that because I'm gonna have to make it. But so I saw where Papa Bear was showing off some of his artesian pipes, or artisan pipes, ever how you want to say it. I thought, well, cool. I ain't got many. I've got 2. The rest of mine are 7LE or Dr. Graybo or Falcon or something miscellaneous pipes. I've only got 2 Artisan pipes. And I think y'all have seen them before, but this is a Randy, is it Randy? Yeah, Randy Wiley claw pipe. He made this in 1986. Beautiful grain on it. And obviously you can tell why it's called a claw pipe. Stem's beautiful. I don't smoke out of it a lot. I kind of cherish my Artisan pipes. And then y'all saw my Father's Day present. I call this my blue line pipe because of the blue ring on it. And Gary actually inspired me on this one. This Dottle and Briar, Steve made this one. And Gary had one similar. It was a Bulldog, not exactly. Mine has more rustication. It has the blue ring around it, which reminds me of law enforcement. So beautiful pipes. If y'all have not checked out Steve at Dottle and Briar, he makes really good pipes for very reasonable price. I mean, to me, this pipe is $200+ and he doesn't charge near that much. So Steve's the man. I appreciate it, Steve. So trying to think of a police story. I'll tell one from back in the day. I'll try not to make this too long. So back in the day, still working at the Sheriff's Department. A lot of my fun memories come from the Sheriff's Department because I was so young then, and like to get in. I love to get into stuff when I was that young, a young deputy. I was gun ho, bulletproof, full of piss and vinegar. I loved it. So this deputy, let me try to light this. It's a little wet, so give me a second. And my lighter's been acting up. I need to clean it. That's the only thing about these Peterson lighters. You have to clean them. Well, you have to clean them every now and again, or they just don't want to work. I guess the gunk builds up, or I need to use better lighter fluid in it. And I think that's part of the problem too. I'm using some cheaper stuff. So this deputy that was working the west side of the county with me pulled over a car, and I wasn't too far away, so I decided to go over there and just check on him. So I mean, it's a little moist. That's not Walt's fault, but it's my fault for not letting it dry out. So I pull up, and I could see he's kind of, this person's got the window rolled up. He's kind of arguing with them, getting a little frustrated and stuff like that, and they're yelling back and forth through the window, the rolled up window. And he's even more junior to me, the deputy is. He had not been out of the academy but maybe 6 months. So he walks back, and I said, what do you got? He says, man, he said, I got one of these sovereign citizens. Well, wonderful. I'm all about the Constitution. I'm all about everybody's rights. I'm pro Second Amendment. I stay within the law. There are laws for reasons. I don't, there's even laws that I don't believe in, and unless I absolutely have to enforce it and I don't have any way around it, I'll do it. But I don't agree with, and I don't use them, and I'm all about freedom. I don't want to violate anybody's rights, none of that. But these sovereign citizens take things way above and beyond. They don't think that any law applies to them, government doesn't apply to them, and all that kind of stuff. So this person was one of them, refusing to give ID, plates were fake on the car, all that kind of stuff. He'd stopped for some sort of traffic violation. He's like, well, what do we do? He said, I don't really want to fool with it. I said, no, we're going to fool with it. We definitely going to fool with it. I said, we're going to go up there and we're going to give one more time to roll down that window and present some ID. I said, or we're going to break the window and then we're going to jerk them out of the window and we're going to arrest them. He's like, can we do that? I said, hell yeah, we can do that. He is lawfully he has violated the law. We are lawfully bound to take law enforcement action and enforce the law, and he is not above the law, whether he thinks he is or he's not. So sure enough, we went back over there, and I walked up to the window this time, and same spiel. Well, he wouldn't do it. So we were carrying, well, we're still carrying, we carried a baton. We didn't carry the old PR-24s, which was the black stick with the handle that sticks straight up. My dad carried that back in his day, and I would prefer to have to carry that. To me, it's a very useful tool, and more useful than what we have. But anyway, the baton we carried is a straight baton. It's expandable. You flick your wrist, it comes out. It's metal tube with a ours have a plastic tip on the end of them, which is worthless. And I learned a long time ago, when you hit a car window with that, a side window, it ain't going to bust it because of that plastic tip. So what you have to do is turn the baton around and hit it with the back side, because it's got a metal ring on the back side of it. So I turned that baton around. I said, get ready. And I hit that window. You always hit the window in the corner. Don't hit it in the center. You can wear yourself out trying to break that window if you hit it in the center. You got to break it. You got to hit a corner somewhere and it'll bust it. So I hit it in the corner and it busted. And of course, it was, you know, he couldn't believe it. So the fight's on. We reach in, grab him, get the door halfway open, string him, pull him out on the concrete. He's fighting back because he doesn't believe this is an unlawful arrest and all that kind of stuff. And finally we pepper spray him, because back then we didn't have tasers. All we had was pepper gas, and I hated using pepper gas. We used something called Freeze Plus P, and it had OC and CS in it. Don't ask me exactly how they work exactly, but I know one of them obviously burns really bad. The Schofield level is way up there, and the other one sucks your oxygen out of your sucks your oxygen away, so you can't hardly breathe, and obviously you can't see. Hated using it, because no matter what you do, when you use it, you are gonna get it on you. You can't avoid it. You're obviously just sprayed somebody and you got to touch them. You're gonna get it on you, and it's gonna affect you, and it sucks. So I always tried not to use it if possible. I had to a few times. So finally we get him in custody, impound his car, take him to jail. Several months later, go to court on him. You know, he's pleading not guilty, obviously. Judge ain't having none of it. He's running his mouth in court, telling the judge ain't got no authority over him. Judge can't do nothing to him. Just running that mouth. That judge took it for a little while, and he finally had enough. And I mean, he let him have it. He let him have it in the courtroom in front of all them people. And then his attorney, the guy's attorney, was trying to get him shut up, and he wouldn't. He gave him the max on all the charges, whatever the charges were for the traffic violations, and then resisting arrest, assault on an officer, whatever else. He gave him the absolute max penalty, or max time for it, and the max on the fines. And he stayed in jail for a while because he refused to pay any of it, and he refused to bond out, and he was doing one. I don't know. I really don't know what happened to him after that. I never saw him again or had to deal with him, so I'm not really sure. But yeah, them sovereign citizens, boy, they're a different breed. You got to be careful with them too. They're dangerous. They'll shoot you in a heartbeat, not think nothing about it. I really like this pipe, this Eldorado. It's really nice. I just got to get the stem cleaned up and it polished up a little bit. There was something else I was going to tell you, and I don't remember what it is now, but we have gone like 14 minutes. I don't like going this long. If y'all are like me, my attention span's kind of short sometimes, or I don't have time enough to watch everybody's videos because of the length. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't have time to watch to the end on some of them. But anyway, I hope y'all have a good weekend. We're supposed to get some severe storms this afternoon, a little bit later on, so kind of dreading that because I wanted to cook out. Well, we'll see what happens. But have a good weekend. Be careful. Be safe. Watch your six, and I'll see you next time. Bye.